Welcome to Paul's Heart. I'm Paul. When the oncologist told me that I had cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma to be exact, I was in shock. I was there to see him for sports injury. I was convinced. But as I left his office, subliminally, it started rolling in my mind. What if I do have cancer? I was on my way home, and I had to decide how or if I was going to tell my family, more importantly, my fiance. You got to understand, in 1989, 1988, 1987, the 1970s, the 1960s, people didn't talk about having cancer. It's different than today in the age of social media with Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all those things, where you can just blurt it out for everyone to hear and it's done. It's very brave talking behind a camera into a screen. But having to tell somebody face to face is a different story. Because the minute you mention cancer to someone, the first thought in their mind is death. Now, I did remember the doctor telling me that death wasn't necessarily a certain thing with Hodgkin's lymphoma. In fact, it carries one of the higher cure rates. Back then, I think it was around mid-80s, 85%. Today, it's between 85 and 93%. That's great if you have that cancer. But I still had to tell my fiance, who prior to me actually dealt with tragedy before with a boyfriend, killed in a motorcycle accident. Now I was going to have to tell her that her boyfriend / fiance had cancer and could die. Now, of course, I did try to put the positive spin on it, carry the enthusiasm that this doctor had, that it's got the high cure rate. But the reality was that our lives were not going to be the same as we were planning in getting married and our future. And at that point, I made the decision to tell her that I would hold nothing against her if she decided that she could not handle that and would want to walk. We'd part as friends. She decided to stick with me. We did get married. And eventually I would tell the rest of my family what was going on. But I had a few other things that I had to take care of first. And that was dealing with the major denial that I was dealing with. That I didn't have a sports injury after all. But it took a while to get there. You can find out about more of those stories in my book, Paul's Heart, Life as a Dad and a 35-year cancer survivor. It's available on Amazon right now. You can also read more about my stories on a blog. It's called Paul's Heart, and that's at www.paulsheart.com. Of course, you can find me here on TikTok at Paul's Heart. Facebook, I have 2 pages, Paul's Heart, and also one for my book, Paul's Heart, Life as a Dad and a 35-year cancer survivor. So thank you for watching, and there'll be more videos coming very soon.